Hello, beautiful souls, and welcome back to our channel, where we share stories that touch the heart, stir the soul, and remind us of the strength within us all. Today, I'm bringing you a story that's raw, real, and deeply moving. A tale of betrayal, resilience, and a woman who refused to let her world crumble. This one hit me hard, and I know it'll resonate with you too. So grab a cozy spot, maybe a tissue, and let's dive into this incredible journey together. If this story moves you, please hit that like button, leave a comment with your thoughts, and subscribe to join our storytelling family. Your support means the world. Now, let's begin. My name is Sarah, a 42-year-old staff sergeant with the 82nd Airborne, and this is the story of how my world unraveled in the middle of a desert, and how I pieced it back together, stronger than ever. Picture this: I'm stationed in Kandahar, 4 months into a grueling deployment. The sun burns the earth, the air smells of dust and sweat, and every day is a test of endurance. Then one evening I open my laptop in my bunk, and there it is, an email that changes everything. The subject line: let's be adults about this. No warning, no softness, just those cold words. Inside, a PDF attachment, divorce papers from my husband David, ending our 13-year marriage with a single click. 3 sentences follow, each one a dagger. He's filed for divorce, emptied our joint bank account, and moved his new girlfriend, Emily, into our home in Spokane. I read it twice, my heart pounding, my breath shallow. I close the laptop, take a shower in the communal stall, put on my uniform, and head to my shift. I don't say a word to anyone. That night, alone in my bunk, I type one word in reply: understood. No tears, no screams, just that single word. Because that's who I am. Steady, focused, a soldier through and through. But let me take you back. David and I met in 2010 at a friend's barbecue in Spokane between my deployments. I was home, staying with my buddy Jason, trying to catch my breath after years in war zones. David was different, soft-spoken, finishing his CPA certification, a civilian through and through. He wasn't military, didn't understand my world, but he had a quiet charm that drew me in. 8 months later, we were married. He said he was proud of my service, but I could tell he never really got it. His family had no military roots. His dad sold cars. His sister taught high school. To him, the army was a phase, not my life's calling. "When are you getting a real job?" he'd ask, half joking, not grasping that after 15 years the army wasn't just my job, it was my purpose, my home where I belonged. We bought a house in 2014, a modest 3-bedroom with a small yard in a quiet Spokane neighborhood. My name was on the mortgage, thanks to my VA loan, but I added David to the deed, because that's what you do when you love someone. You share everything. We built a life together, or so I thought. My parents' deaths hit hard. Mom from a stroke in 2012, Dad from pancreatic cancer 3 years later. They left me enough to clear our debts and give us a small cushion. But deployments kept coming. Iraq twice, Afghanistan twice. Each time I returned, David felt a little further away, like a stranger playing the role of my husband. I didn't sign up to be a military husband, he told me once, his voice sharp with frustration. I'm tired of being alone. I understood his loneliness, but the army was where I was needed, where I made a difference. By 2019, the cracks were undeniable. Small things at first. David stopped asking about my day, started working late at his accounting firm, got a gym membership but never looked like he'd worked out. New clothes, new friends I never met, new passwords on his phone. I'm not the type to snoop or confront without proof. My dad taught me to think before acting, to trust my gut, but verify. So, I watched and I prepared. I secured my important documents: birth certificate, marriage license, house deed, military benefits. in a storage unit across town. I tucked away my grandmother's ring and Dad's old pocket watch, pieces of my heart I couldn't lose. I opened a separate bank account, diverting a small portion of my pay, nothing David would notice but enough to give me a safety net. The night before my last deployment, he hugged me at the airport, his eyes dry, his voice flat. "Stay safe, okay?" It felt like he was saying goodbye to a stranger. Deep down, I knew something was wrong, but I hoped I was mistaken. I wasn't. Back in Kandahar, that email confirmed my fears, but David didn't know I'd been preparing. He thought he could blindside me, take everything and walk away. He didn't understand that I don't start fights, but I finish them. 2 weeks later, another blow, a bank app notification. David had withdrawn $8,500, leaving our joint account with $2,237. Our $47,000 in savings, built over years of sacrifice, was gone, transferred to an account I didn't recognize. I sat in the mess hall, staring at my phone, my fork frozen mid-bite. Murphy from my unit glanced over. "Bad news?" he asked. "Nah, just account stuff," I lied, locking my phone. That night, I called the bank from the base phone center. They confirmed David had been siphoning money for weeks, starting the day after I deployed. I hung up, standing in the hallway, watching soldiers call their families, laughing, living normal lives while mine burned to ash. Wilson, my bunkmate, found me later. He'd saved my life once in Kandahar, and I trusted him like a brother. "Heard you looked like you'd seen a ghost at dinner," he said. I don't open up easily, but I told him everything. The divorce papers, the empty accounts, the girlfriend in my house. Wilson didn't offer empty sympathy. "What's your plan?" he asked. "Not sure yet," I admitted. He nodded. "Let me know if you need anything." That night, I couldn't sleep. I logged into our home security system, something David forgot I could access from over 1,000 miles away. The cameras showed a strange car in my driveway, a woman I didn't know walking my dog, drinking from my coffee mug, wearing my Gonzaga sweatshirt. David laughed in the kitchen I'd renovated with my own hands. Something shifted inside me, not rage, but something colder, sharper. I closed the laptop and made a list. Call James, my army buddy turned lawyer, check VA loan terms, request emergency leave, secure my pension. This wasn't about heartbreak anymore. This was a mission. At 0500, I emailed James. "Need legal help, discreet and urgent." He replied within an hour. "Call me, secure line." That call gave me clarity. No yelling, no threats, just strategy. I'd wait, watch, and let David's choices become his undoing. 2 months later, I was back in Spokane, unannounced. I checked into a motel under a different name and met James at a diner outside town. "You look like hell," he said, sliding into the booth. "Feel like it," I replied. He handed me a folder, house deed, loan documents, bank statements, then another paper, a refinance application with my signature, but it wasn't mine. The middle initial was wrong, the strokes off. "David forged it?" I asked, already knowing. James nodded. 3 months ago, pulled $330,000 from the house equity, listed Emily as co-applicant. She's got a record, 2 DUIs, a fraud charge. My stomach churned, but my resolve hardened. "What are my options?" "Several," James said. "What do you want?" I didn't hesitate. What's legally mine and consequences for him? The next day, I visited the bank, showed my military ID and the forged documents. The loan officer's face drained of colour. "I'll report this immediately," he said. "I've already filed a police report," I replied calmly. That night, David texted, "Who've you been talking to at the bank? Emily said someone's asking questions." I didn't respond. At the county clerk's office, I filed paperwork contesting the refinance and blocked any property changes without my presence. David called, left a voicemail, "Sarah, we need to talk. The bank's asking about the house. What are you doing?" His voice dripped with the same "let's be adults" tone from his email. I let it go to voicemail. James called later. "They froze the refinance money and Emily was driving your truck, registered in your name, got pulled over, suspended license from those DUIs. They impounded it, found prescription pads from David's brother's dental office, not blank." I closed my eyes. David, stealing prescription pads? This was bigger than betrayal. Part of me wanted to warn him, for old time's sake. But then I remembered the security footage, my home, my life handed to someone else. I let that feeling go. The bank's fraud investigator, Thompson, confirmed the scope. Half the refinance money, $146,000, was gone, transferred to a Daniel Spencer, a real estate agent tied to Emily. James dug deeper. Spencer specialized in quick cash sales, and deposits suggested he and Emily were planning to sell my house. This wasn't just a divorce, it was a calculated scheme, possibly targeting other military families. James contacted the FBI's Financial Crimes Division. "This crosses state lines, involves VA loans, military personnel," he said. "They're interested." David texted again. "Sarah, please call. Emily got arrested for driving your truck. I don't understand what's happening." I typed back, "Who is Daniel Spencer? $146,000. House listing." He replied, "It's not what you think," but offered no explanation. I turned off my phone. The next morning, James and I staked out my house. David left for a meeting I'd ignored, and soon after, Spencer arrived with a real estate logo on his car. My security app showed them inside, discussing a cash sale. List by end of the week, $470. Buyer offers $420. Emily asked, "What about the wife?" Spencer laughed. "Military gals make noise, but deployments keep them busy." I forwarded the footage to the FBI. 30 minutes later, agents swarmed the house, arresting Spencer and Emily. David stood on the lawn, hands on his head, watching his world collapse. The FBI confirmed a conspiracy. Spencer and Emily had targeted military families, exploiting deployments to forge documents and steal equity. David claimed ignorance, said Emily manipulated him, convinced him I was hiding money. Maybe he was a pawn, maybe not. He agreed to a settlement, full restitution, forfeiture of house and pension claims, a confession to the forgery. I didn't press charges. 6 months later, the divorce was final, a clean break. The FBI called. Spencer got 12 years, Emily 8, for fraud, conspiracy, and identity theft. My case helped uncover 11 other targeted families. I sat on my rental apartment's porch, watching the sunset, thinking of those spouses who trusted their homes were safe, only to face betrayal. David texted one last time. "I never meant for this. I'm sorry." I didn't reply. A year later, I sold the house, Too Many Ghosts. I bought a cabin in Montana, 2 bedrooms, 10 acres, a creek. I retired after 20 years, got a German Shepherd named Scout, and started carpentry work. My pension covered the rest. One evening, a letter arrived from a Navy wife in Fort Worth. "You don't know me," she wrote, "but you saved our home. Thank you for fighting." I pinned it to my fridge, a reminder that something good came from the ashes. And that, my friends, is Sarah's story. A testament to strength, to standing tall when the world tries to knock you down. It's a reminder that betrayal can break your heart, but it doesn't have to break your spirit. Thank you for joining me on this emotional journey. If Sarah's resilience moved you, please hit that like button, share your thoughts in the comments, and subscribe to our channel for more stories that inspire and uplift. Let's keep this community growing, sharing stories that remind us of the power within us all. Until next time, stay strong, stay kind, and I'll see you in the next story.